90-Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Season 9, Episode 8. Y'all, when I tell you that this was a hot mess express, this was a hot mess express. Darcey really needs to grow up and she should be absolutely ashamed of herself. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, to my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Advice. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Advice. Welcome back, everybody. This is Auntie, and we are in to episode. What is this, video number 3? I'm not sure, but we're going to be talking about Darcey and Georgie. This was a hot mess express, and I think that this episode, of watching Darcey in the act with Georgie really has solved my curiosity about what's really going on in this relationship. Darcey does not respect Georgie, period. She is ignoring everything that he says. She doesn't believe anything that he says. And she just doesn't respect him, in my opinion. And I'm not sure if you all are seeing this, but I'm seeing this with Darcey, and it is really a shame. I don't think that there's anything with a woman dating a younger man. I think that you fall in love with who you fall in love with, and age, for some people, isn't a factor in a relationship. But in this relationship, it is unbalanced. We've been watching Darcey this season of 90 Day Fiance, season 9, and Darcey has been complaining that Georgie has been keeping information away from her, not telling her everything, not listening to her. But she doesn't listen to him. Now we know that he is seeing his parents for the first time, and I believe it's like, what, 13 years, y'all. And he is married to Darcey. He's excited in a way of taking her, of seeing his parents. First of all, he's excited about seeing his parents, but he also knows that Darcey is dressed as very scantly, not her age. He knows that she's had so much Botox that she looks like a blow up doll. And he has been trying week after week, day after day, hour after hour to tell Darcey that it is going to be very important on how she appears to his parents. He's asked her on numerous occasions to tone it down. And so we watch, this is the day that Georgie is going to see his parents. She's already met the sister, and that went as best as it could. I think, she still acted immature and asked all the wrong questions about her relationship with Georgie. For instance, she asked the sister whether or not he had been discussing her. And that's just something that you just don't ask a family member, right? Because you make them feel obligated to have to lie. So she's going to see the parents. We see them at the hotel, and they are about to dress and leave. Darcey has on this black outfit that is basically a short set with a wraparound piece of cloth on it. She says that fashion is everything. She likes to look demure. Where is she demure? She says this is her life. Then she needs to do better. She absolutely needs to do better. She puts this outfit on. It's all black. It's a short jumpsuit. And Georgie whole face drops because this proves that Darcey does not have respect for what he says. Neither does she have respect for his family's culture differences, how they feel about it. Wrap up, Darcey. Then she goes and puts on this ugly white outfit, right? And it says that the outfit is too big for her. Then why did she pack it? She said that she had lost weight and, it was too big. And so, she felt more comfortable in the outfit. She comes out and she is legs all the way out. I'm talking about the skin hanging on it from her being aged and everything. When you get to be a certain age, the elasticity that is in your body is gone. You can work out and tone it up as much as possible, but for the most part, it's gone. And especially if you have excess skin, it is gone. It is not going to bounce back like when you were 20 years old. It's just not going to do it. I'm a witness. It just doesn't come back. But there are ways in order to dress with something on short. For all of you all who saw me at my birthday party recently, I had on a jumpsuit and I had on a bubble dress. And the bubble dress was quite short, if I must say. But I made sure that I wore tights that was like tight as a rubber band. And I made sure that it looked like it was age appropriate for me, at least. There are ways to wear fashion that's a little risque maybe for your age and look appropriate in it. Okay, there are ways to do it. What Darcey did, in my opinion, was absolutely defiant and it was disgusting. And so Georgie is sitting there and he is trying to keep his mouth shut about Darcey, which she's going back and forth about the clothes that she has chosen to wear. The sister was not going to be at the mom and the dad's house. This was a dinner with Georgie and his parents. So Darcey could have repeated the same outfit that she had on, that she had on when she met the sister. But no, this is not the path that Darcey chose. So Georgie is riding because he is disgusted that this is the outfit that he has tried to tell her not to wear. They are driving in the car and she asks, Georgie, why is he quiet? And he really doesn't say anything, right? Which I thought was wise because all she wants, in my opinion, is a good old argument with them. I think that she's one of those type of women who doesn't feel loved unless she is in an argument with her man. Anyway, they get to the house and Georgie sees his mom and the both of them get very emotional. His mother is crying because she is not seeing her son in years. I don't know what that was about, why he hasn't seen his mother in such a long time, but it was a very warm and touching scene. The dad walks up and he's hugging and they're like, don't stay away like this anymore, son, woo. So they hug Darcey and they embrace her in a hug and the father gives her a flower and she says thank you to it. So okay, we go in the house and now we're going on a tour of the house. And I guess this is what people do there. I don't know, but you ain't walking through my house like that unless I'm having a housewarming party. If it's a family member, like when my sister came up, I walked my sister through my home because she had never seen it since I purchased it. So I gave her a tour. And then, of course, I wanted to show her where her sleeping accommodations would be. And so, she walks, through the home and she's saying how pretty the home is and all that kind of stuff. And now Darcey is sitting there with a white coat on because while she was in the car, the button had popped on it. And I was like, what? So the button had popped on it, and she said, she didn't expect the button to pop on it. So, of course, she is sitting there now in a jumpsuit. Let me show y'all. I got a picture of what Darcey had on. Let me see if I can find it. This is what Darcey had on, right? The coat that she had on, the jacket that she had on did have sleeves. But at the bottom, this is what Darcey had on, meeting Georgie's parents for the very first time. This is another picture that is more closely related to what Darcey had on. If my parents, so I guess Darcey was thinking, because it's a jumpsuit and it's not exposing my fake breast or my implanted breast, that she thought this was work. This is not appropriate for her to be wearing going to meet someone's parents. This ain't it. This ain't it. We see her in front of the mirror before she left the hotel with this inappropriate outfit on. And we can see the disgust in Georgie's face. Absolutely, Randy. Randy said Darcey is 50 acting like she's 21. Tamika said, child, my daddy got one of those and it's exhausting. Okay. So, so what are you saying, baby? Darcey was thinking to do what she wanted to do and then gets mad when she gets negative responses and questions. Absolutely. So she wears this outfit and the mother is looking at her the whole time. The mother is watching Darcey's naked legs. So when Darcey is sitting across from them in this big white coat and trying to cover herself, you can clearly see that her legs are showing. Hey, I'm showing. Hey, welcome to Mika's Den. Welcome, boo. I could see anxiety in Georgie's face on the drive to his parents. Absolutely. That's why he didn't say anything. So the mother asks, why are you naked at the bottom? But like, why are you in here naked? Because for them, she is. You have to think Georgie's dad was sitting in the room with the whole sweatsuit on. His mom is sitting across the table, like, she's looking at this older woman sitting with her son. She can tell that Georgie is absolutely uncomfortable. When Georgie says something to her about her outfit, she kind of snapped at him and was like, I didn't think the button was going, who knew that the button was going to come off? But then when the mother says something about her sitting there inappropriately with that outfit on and in what they call, being naked, she says the button popped off. So the dad, Georgie's dad, said, I'll put the button back on for you. If Darcey knew that she was inappropriately dressed, if she had listened to anything that Georgie had said, she would have immediately come in that house and asked for a needle and a thread. Immediately. We all, if you live long enough, may have had accidents in, or a clothing disaster happen. but you immediately try to fix it. You go to the local CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and you try to find a needle or thread or something to fix it. But Darcey did not think that what she had on at the bottom was inappropriate. She did not, she felt like, okay, I'm covered at the top, but I don't need to be at the bottom. She has not listened to anything that he has said. Moreover, she could have asked him, can we go shopping together since fashion is her thing? She could have said, Georgie, can we go shopping together so that you can pick out something that you think is appropriate for me to wear around your parents? That is what love does. That is what respect does. That's what it does. It doesn't do what Darcey did. So she's like, well, can you explain to them about the button? No, you explain it. So they're sitting there at the table trying to have a conversation. No, they're sitting in the room with the mom while the mom is putting on the button. And of course, Darcey wants to spill all her tea to the mom. The mom doesn't want to hear that. They get at the dinner table and they're having table. The mother has probably slaved over the food, trying to be hospitable to her guests from the United States and her son, who she has not seen in over a decade. And Darcey wants to sit at the table and have difficult discussions about how she doesn't feel heard from her husband. Well, guess what? We have all seen with our own eyes, listen with our own ears, that you don't listen to your husband. Neither do you respect him or his culture. You didn't respect his parents' house with that outfit on, Darcey. There is no way that you can say you did. You didn't. She could care less. And she wonders why she gets the responses. And then, of course, when they're sitting there talking, she begins to cry. And her mother was like, who the hell comes up in someone's house and spills all their tea, wants to talk about all the difficulties, and then sit at their table and cries? But the mother and the father are trying to be as hospitable as possible with Darcey. But you can see that the mother's patience is running out. Georgie's patience ran out because he's sick of it. He says she comes and wears the wrong outfit to my parents' home, and then she sits up here and want to have these difficult conversations about our relationship. I just want to spend time with my parents. I just want to spend time with my parents. Unbelievable. He tells her to get herself together and she says, let me feel. I'm so sick of that. Let me feel. Feel outside. Feel outside. It's just a total lack of respect. And I see why Georgie does not tell Darcey his innermost feelings. I see why he doesn't share with her about the good things that are happening in his life. I see why. If this is the kind of woman he has to live with every day, and he has been trying to keep the peace by pacifying her, all she wants to talk about is being with him. Oh my God, which is so gross. You're a grown woman raising children, allegedly. And this is how you conduct yourself, flying thousands of miles across the world and meeting his mom and dad for the very first time. The mother has to tell Georgie, who is now upset because he can see the facial expressions. He knows the uncomfortability of the discussion that they're having. And so he kind of snaps, and his mom was like, stay calm. Get yourself together. Don't talk as harshly as you are. Get it together. This is not what he bargained for. This is not what Georgie wanted to happen, but he knew what was happening. So she talks about Georgie not really loving her or communicating with her, and the mother was like, "Look, at the end of the day, Georgie evidently he loves you to bring you here looking like this. He loves you, and that's why he brought you here." Because if he did not love you, he would not have brought you here. Absolutely not. And I know that there is regret in Georgie. I have been seeing them out, on doing like small interviews with various news stations and stuff like that, TV stations. And she's keeping the two of them are keeping a brave face and not really disclosing anything, right? But eventually it'll come out that the two of them are split. And she's always telling Georgie to leave her alone. This is not what Darcey wants. But Darcey wants a man who is henpecked and who is going to say yes, but she doesn't have mutual respect. And I would think, even if you did not have respect for Georgie, that you would respect his parents' home. And having that outfit on with your legs exposed and they are sagging and flappy, she's disgusting. And Georgie really has um, shown patience with her, patience that another man probably would never show her. He's been showing her. It is disgusting. And the mother knew. So the father had asked him, and Georgie had stepped out, and the father asked him, "How old is she?" No, daughter, he said, "How old did you think?" And the dad said, "She about 45, 50." Is she menopausal? Yes, she menopausal. Now, the sister had already told us in the previous episode that the parents want Georgie to have kids. So I know that this is an issue. And maybe they have attributed her behavior, her childish behavior, to menopause. But those women like myself who are grown, we don't act like kids because we menopausal or have menopause or perimenopausal. Darcey is just immature and wants what she wants, when she wants it, how she wants it, and she wants him to shut up and give her what she wants when she wants it. This is absolutely disgusting. So Georgie is now with his parents and he's looking like he don't know how to pick them. I'm sure that he probably feels like he has disappointed his parents. I'm sure that they're going to love him no matter what, but this was absolutely disgusting behavior on Darcey. That's all I got for this couple, y'all. Um, and I'm gonna roll up out of here. But y'all let me know downtown in the comment section. What did you all think about that? Did you think that outfit? Let me show you the outfit again before we roll up out of this camp. Do y'all believe that this was an appropriate outfit to wear to see his parents? Maybe that in this one or this one. Y'all let me know downtown in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation going on there. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.